Alright, I wanted to do a video on the Netflix series The Messiah. I just binge watched it. I watched the whole 10 episodes of season 1, and I'm wondering if you liked it. Did you like it, or did you not like it? Go ahead and put your comments below and let me know if you liked it or not, or if you didn't like it. Spoiler alert. I am going to be talking about The Messiah, all 10 episodes. So if you haven't seen it yet, you might not want to watch this video until after you watch it, because there's going to be some spoilers. I'm going to talk about all 10 episodes. I've got some conjecture, I've got some ideas, some biblical resources. But so there's your warning. There are spoiler alert. Okay, if you want to just bookmark this and watch it after you watch the series. All right, so, and also at the end of this video, watch to the end, because I'm going to be talking about some information on season 2. So Messiah season 2, I will be talking about that. I've got some information, but it's at the end of this video, so keep watching. All right, what is it? All right, so what I did is I went to the Netflix site itself, and it's called Netflix N-Series Messiah. It's just called Messiah, Messiah. A wary CIA officer investigates a charismatic man who sparks a spiritual movement and stirs political unrest. A fictional story not based on true events. Starring some people, Michelle Monaghan, Mandy Dabi, John Oritz. There is some pretty big faces in here. I recognize the President of the United States is the character from the series. It's called Shameless, and he was Fiona's boss at the diner. It took me a little while to remember that, but I've seen the whole thing as Shameless also. And it's Fiona's boss at the diner that managed it, and she did marry him, I think, shortly, but it's getting off the subject. All right, so The Messiah. Basically, it's a story about a man that came out of nowhere and in the Middle East, turned away, supposedly created a sandstorm that turned away an army and stopped an assault or stopped an attack on the city of Baghdad. And I think they called it Damascus. Now, Damascus doesn't exist anymore. It's called Baghdad now. So that was the first thing that they said he did. Then he was he was at the Temple Mount, and he was talking to the people, and a boy was shot. And he walked over to the boy, and he put his hand on where the bullet went in, and the boy was miraculously healed, and the bullet came out. And the boy was holding the bullet. So there's the second miracle that he supposedly performed. Now, I talked to a few people on this that could have been faked. Sure, it could have been faked. He's then put into prison and guarded closely, and just disappears out of prison. Just disappears. And he knew a lot of personal information that there's no way he could know, but he did know it somehow, about people that interrogate him. And of course, there's lots of side stories. There's a CIA, the big part of this is a CIA agent, a CIA officer, and it's a woman, she investigates him from the beginning and gets personally involved. And of course, there's a side story there about her father, who was an ex-CIA officer, big wig in the government somewhere. And there's a whole side story about that. There's a story where she's trying to get pregnant from her dead husband's sperm, doesn't work, and she gets sick, has some miscarriages. There's a lot of side stories about different agents, Israeli agents. It's worth watching, but it does go slow, and not a lot happens. There's a scene, probably the best scene is where he's at Washington D.C. and he is surrounded by thousands of people, and he literally walks on the water. Now, there's a lot of talk about magicians being able to walk on the water. I don't buy it, unless you can put in Vietnam. They had the VCNVA. They made bridges just under the water that no one could see except for them, so they could run across the water on a river or a stream, and the USA forces wouldn't see it, but they knew it was there. It was just under the water. But the thing is, if you see somebody run across that stream, you know that there's a bridge there. And in Washington, D.C., somebody could have walked out there and checked to see if there was something just under the water. I'm assuming someone did that. So I want to know right now that if you watch the series with me, how could anybody duplicate that? Has it happened before? Can someone actually, a magician, walk on the water? I can't see it, because what I would do if I was there, I would go run right after him to see if there was an underwater bridge. If there was, I could walk on the water too. So, and he walked out there pretty far, so I don't know how anybody could duplicate that. And the next miracle I think that he performed was, he did a few things, but at the very end, he was in a plane that the government put him on, the deep state. The deep state couldn't take the guy anymore and put him on an airplane and rigged it to blow up, and it went down. They were going to Israel with it, and it went down, and miraculously, the area that it crashed, poppies popped up just around the plane. Fresh poppies in an otherwise arid desert area. Now, okay, you could say coincidence, the plane just fell on some poppies, but for one thing, they don't grow out there that easily. They need water, and the desert has no water, yet these poppies were all there just exactly over, or where the plane went down. I mean, that's incredible. So put in the comments what you think about that. And I didn't add, okay, the plane crashed right in that site with all the poppies, and he miraculously just walks away without a scratch, not even a scratch. Now you could say, well, is that a miracle? Then the little kid runs up and says, well, there was two other alive people that lived, the Israeli agent and another agent. And the little kid runs up and said, you were healed. He touched your heart and started your heart, as he did with the other man. You were dead. You were ashen white, and he just touched your heart and you came alive. Well, the other man was kneeling and praying to the Messiah, and the other agent was just kind of coming out of being dazed. But the kid was already slated to telling stories. So did he just tell a story? Was he making it up? I don't know. How could he just walk away from the plane crash without a scratch? Coincidence? I don't know. So what do you think? Do you think that there could be a Messiah that's going to come forward? Now, I got to tell you, if you read your Bible, what's supposed to come first is the Antichrist. First, the Antichrist comes, then he does create a peace for a long time. Then he wants everyone to worship him, and then he creates Armageddon. Then we have Armageddon. And eventually, after Armageddon, Jesus comes back. But Jesus isn't supposed to come back until the Antichrist comes. Now, what would that tell you? That this is a false God, false Messiah. This is actually the Antichrist or the son of Satan or Lucifer that came to earth, performed some miracles, and cause a peace, but then immediately betray everyone and cause the Armageddon. So that's what I think. I think this is the Antichrist. I think this is the son of Lucifer that comes to earth, false prophet, false miracles, and tries to get everyone to worship him, creates a world peace, creates miracles, and then immediately turns on everyone, and the earth's destruction commences with the Armageddon. So that's what I think. What do you think? Put it in the comments what you think this Messiah is. And again, it's Netflix Messiah. That's basically the whole 10 episodes. I just gave you a summary of the whole thing. He doesn't talk much. What I think about it, I think Netflix or whoever made this could have had him do more things. Say more, do more. It would have been more interesting. The backstory and the CIA and the FBI and all that was good, and it was intense. The woman that plays the CIA officer should get some kind of an award for this. She was a very good actress, and she actually deserves some kind of an award. I think she is the best actress that there is in this series. I'm not sure what her name is. Her name is Eva. If I could find her name here, I'm not sure what her name is. But she was the best. And if there's Emmys or whatever, I think she should win one for this. She was good. Let's see. Doesn't say her name. All right, so now on to season 2. I found something on the Messiah season 2. First of all, put it in the comments. Do you want a season 2? Do you care? I want a season 2. I want to continue watching this. I hope. I think they left enough cliffhanger at the end where he walks away without a scratch on a crashed airplane. Supposedly resurrected 2 men. So that's the cliffhanger that we get to season 2. Now, Messiah season 2 release date. Will there be another season on Netflix? And I found an article on it. The latest Netflix series to grab the world's attention is Messiah. It's show focusing on a man played by Mahdi Tabi, who may be the eponymous Messiah, or to quote Monty Python's Life of Brian, may be a very naughty boy on the scale somewhere between major con man and full-on Antichrist. Though Netflix does not reveal most of its viewing data, if the social media reaction is anything to go by, there are many people around the world hoping for season 2 of the modern-day religious drama. The makers of the show are certainly hoping for season 2, according to the ending of the first season, which reveals at al-Masih, almost the Messiah, almost certainly has a divine power of resurrection, but that also he may not be the only one with such powers on earth. Not sure. That could be the other boy that was almost blown up. I'm not sure. As we reported in our guide to the ending of Messiah, the show ends ambiguously, suggesting that the Messiah's disciple, Jabril, may too be able to bring people back to life, suggesting they both have divine purpose. This adds to the speculation many viewers have made that al-Masih may be in fact the Antichrist, suggesting that the true second coming may be Jabril, and that season 2 will see the two of them face off. Well, that's cool. There was another boy in the other where he met that almost was blown up, and he lived through it miraculously, and it did appear that he did bring that Israeli agent back to life also. So what do you think? I think he's going to turn out to be the Antichrist, and but I don't know. And I am looking for a season 2. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this series. Do you think it's of God? Do you think it is of Satan? Do you think it's Lucifer? What do you think? Do you want a season 2? I do. I want a season 2. Season 1 was a little painful, just because it moved kind of slow. But I'll watch season 2. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, ring the bell, click the bell, get all the notifications on my videos, my new videos. You'll get notifications if you click the bell. All right? Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Have a great evening, and we'll see you in season 2.